In this video we're going to go over 3 powerful but very simple techniques to decalcify your pineal gland using herbs. These herbs you can easily get, and the techniques you can easily practice at home.
Before we go into that topic of the 3 powerful techniques which really help open and decalcify and detoxify your pineal gland or third eye, we want to go through these few basic things. First, what is third eye? What is its potential? If you're watching this video, then very probably you're interested in third eye, you know what it is about, you've seen multiple videos about it already. So you'll have some basics. What I want to add to that is that this center, the Anya chakra, the 6th center, energy center of the body, is also known as the brow center. When it opens, when it awakens, actually the purpose of this brow center becomes a browsing center. It has an amazing potential, and there's an amazing possibility in the third eye to become a browsing center where you get access into the cosmic information. From a space of oneness, you can access anything. I'll just give you one example. We live here in the ashram of Paramahamsa Nityananda. And especially the children who live here have grown up in this space. They've been initiated into multiple powers, which express through the third eye. And one thing we have recently seen happen is that they are able to access the cosmic information, just simply access anything through their third eye. You'll ask them the most difficult mathematics questions. They'll just see the answer with all the 20 digits involved. They'll just see it and be able to write it out and have it absolutely correct.
Yeah, it's like the revolution. Before you used to learn from books, then the internet came. You can ask anything from Google. But this is like the next step. We don't have to be connected to the internet, and we can access anything. Like even in the past, the present, the future, everything is accessible. So it's really worth your while to open the third eye.
Yes.
Another thing that's important is to understand how does the third eye get calcified, and what does it mean if you have a calcified third eye.
So before we go into decalcifying and detoxifying third eye, you need to know what are the main contributors to the pineal gland actually getting calcified in the first place, so that you can prevent that from happening, right? So the main 2 things which we have as a common factor in our daily lives these days will be having a non-vegetarian lifestyle. That's one important thing. The other thing is having a lot of fluoride, even in our food supplements sometimes, but especially, for instance, in dental care products and all that. Fluoride is like directly attacking third eye, directly calcifying it, directly making it shrink and solidify, which makes it very useless.
Yeah, there are even a lot of videos like claiming that this fluoride is a conspiracy from governments to avoid us from awakening the third eye, avoid us from becoming liberated beings who cannot be controlled. So definitely check out those videos. There's a lot of it on YouTube.
Right. So fluoride is like a very important thing to prevent from entering your system. And the other thing is non-veg food. So eating meat and fish and eggs, these kind of things. They also directly have an effect on third eye getting calcified.
And what happens when the third eye or the pineal gland gets calcified? It hardens and it becomes very small. When you look at little children and you see their pineal gland, it can be pretty big still. But as we get older and as we toxify and we have the wrong toxic mental setup, the pineal gland will shrink and become very, very small. To reverse that process, we have 3 techniques for you, which you can decalcify the pineal gland.
And all of these 3 techniques are actually very simple to practice, and they're based on natural herbs, just things you might even find in your kitchen. And so it's very easy to access, but the effect which they have on decalcifying the pineal gland is actually very powerful.
So the first one is using turmeric. Turmeric has a lot of healing properties. It's also used in cooking, in the Ayurvedic cooking system. And you can also use it to apply on the forehead. So that's what we do in this technique. You take like a little bowl of turmeric, you put a little water, you make a paste, and this paste you apply on your forehead and you scrub it in, just like this, before you go to sleep. Nicely scrub it in, like maybe for 5 minutes, and make sure that the skin gets scrubbed and the turmeric like is massaged into the skin. Then you have a whole yellow forehead. So you might want to have an old pillowcase or something like that, because it's gonna turn up on your pillowcase.
Even in morning times, it might be a little bit difficult to remove because turmeric is a very powerful, like the color stains. It can give some color stains.
Yeah, they use it in paint, the same pigment.
But it has a lot of properties, like it's very, even just having it in your food will have such healing quality for your body, like helping the digestive tract, keeping the organs clean, everything. A lot of good qualities are there to turmeric. So it also has that same effect of cleaning up and healing and removing toxins for third eye and the pineal gland area.
Yeah,
Actually,
because when you apply it on this area, it will affect the area behind. It will go into the skin and it will affect the third eye area and go inside and do its work.
Actually, this red dot that we are wearing, it's actually also turmeric. It's another color because it's processed. But we wear it on this point, like day in, day out, for that same purpose of cleaning up and opening up the third eye. And so when you apply this turmeric, when you put the paste on your forehead, don't miss that third eye point, which is actually between the eyebrows. So turmeric might be a product you actually have at home and in your kitchen. The next herb we want to give you as a technique for opening and detoxifying, decalcifying the pineal gland is to use haritaki. Now, haritaki is also a herb we know from India, but it's maybe less common throughout the world. But in the ancient tradition of India, it's been used for thousands and thousands of years as a very powerful medicinal herb, having like healing properties over the whole spectrum of what you might need for your body. And it's also, again, very good in detoxifying and decalcifying the pineal gland.
Haritaki is a fruit actually. They dry the fruit and they make it into a powder. And that powder is either available in the powder form or it's available as tablets. Best to get the powder form, you get more value for your money. What you do with haritaki, it's mainly a cleansing herb. So you take 1 big teaspoon, you can build up to the teaspoon, but eventually you take 1 big teaspoon. The technique I use is I put some water in my mouth, then on top of the water I put the haritaki, because the taste is not very nice, and then I swallow it whole, and then quickly flush with some more water. So it doesn't touch the mouth that much. And
if you do have it touch the mouth, it will have a lot of so many of the problems which can happen in the mouth, you will prevent that, because even for the mouth area, it's very healing and very helpful. But the taste is not so.
No. So you can experiment with that. We'll leave that up to you.
Yes, for us, we try to avoid tasting it too much. But what might happen is especially when you use it at first, you might feel a little bit of a weird feeling in your stomach because it has such a powerful cleansing effect on the stomach. The first time I took it, a little bit of this nauseous effect was there, but you get used to that easily, and you'll notice just the next morning you'll wake up, you'll feel so fresh, and your body it will be easy to wake up, and also the digestive tract is helped a lot. So even in morning time, all that will be very easy. So the benefits are huge, and that's even apart from what it does for pineal gland. Of course, the purpose of this video is talking about how to detoxify this area. It really helps for that. So we recommend this one maybe as the number one of all three.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of energy also. It's said to have like an effect of 300% more oxygen in the brain next day. So it equals, the yogis say it equals 2 hours of intense pranayama. And for those of you who don't know what pranayama is the breath control that is practiced in yoga, like breathing into the left nostril, then holding, breathing out to the right nostril. Like this, if you practice 2 hours, haritaki will have that same effect just by taking 1 teaspoon. So for those of you who have a modern lifestyle, who don't have much time, just take this before going to bed. You'll be fresh and you'll have a lot of oxygen in the brain, and you'll have the intelligence to grasp the higher truth.
So the third technique, natural technique based on herbs, which we want to give you for detoxifying the pineal gland. Actually, you use something all of us will use in our daily life, which is onions. Either regular onions, red onions, doesn't really matter. What you do is you slice them, and before you go to bed, again, this is also for when you go to sleep, you place that sliced onion, you place it on the midsection of your foot, and you tie it there. You make sure it sticks there. So you make sure that surface of the onion, it is applied on the area of the foot, the midsection of the foot. You make sure it stays. Don't let it go all over the bed. So how I do it was we tie it with some kind of ribbon thing, and I just use some socks. I put that on top so that it nicely stays in place. And this is another way to pull out a lot of toxins from the third eye area.
There's the nadis, the energy channels in the body. They all come out at the feet. So there's a place in the middle of the foot that where the third eye is located. That kind of nadi is coming there. So when you have the onion there, it will pull the toxins from the third eye into the onion. And you can actually smell this. After you had these onions under your feet for one night, just smell the onions and you'll see that it has this like
toothpastey smell.
Yeah, not toothpaste. It's without the nice mint, but it's like the chemical kind of. You'll recognize it if you know what fluoride toothpaste tastes like. Then you'll recognize this taste also.
And actually, this is also one way in which you can know how long to continue with this technique. You do it as long as that smell. You recognize the smell being there, and this is a strong technique. It pulls out those toxins like in a
very
powerful
fast
way. So what might happen is that because of that you develop some like discomfort, maybe even get a little bit sick. You might get a fever because of it. All these things you just have to realize it's actually really worth it, because if you get a fever by doing this technique, it means there's a lot of toxins coming out and being removed. So don't give up when that happens. Don't feel it isn't working when that happens. It actually is working when that happens. But you might choose to discontinue the technique for a few nights till that fever or that whatever discomfort is happening, till that drops. And then you can easily continue till you feel you've practiced the technique enough. One important thing is all these techniques, all these things we're telling, whether it's about non-veg, fluoride, or the 3 techniques we just gave you, they're all based on what we've been learning and what we've received as teachings from our guru, Paramahansa Nityananda. So definitely check out the description box below, because we'll put up the links to all the videos where he actually describes these techniques in detail and gives a nice spiritual context for all of it, if you're interested to know more. We just wanted to give you this summary for if you're looking for how to, in a very natural way, open up and clean up that area of third eye.
So we hope with this explanation you're ready to start and you can start practicing these techniques. If you have any questions still, then don't hesitate, put a comment in the comment section. We always enjoy your comments. We read almost all of them and we always try to get back to you. So if you have some questions about these techniques, how to practice it, or something is happening and you want to know if it's okay, just leave us a message. We'll get back to you.